Hi guys, 16th of November 2020, Monday afternoon in Europe. So good afternoon from Europe, good morning, good evening guys, wherever you are. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel, and we are watching weekly chart of the Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin is making another new high. To be honest with you, taking into the consideration what we've seen previous week, the upper shadow and the possible finishing the business when it comes to some kind of the swing, to be honest with you, I thought that we are going to see a little bit of the pullback. How deep eventually the pullback might be, if we are really going to react within this zone of possible supply, I would say that the down towards 12,000 could be on the way based on the weekly chart. Of course, we as traders, investors, we really like to immediately switch 180 degrees. Oh yeah, what you are talking about? No, there is moon only right now. It's not gonna be any kind of the pullback. We are not gonna see any kind of the pullback. Based on the weekly chart, one more time, we are testing supply. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's a good level to try to short the Bitcoin, because it's a not good level to try to short the Bitcoin. I would like to see, I would like to see some kind of the pullback from that supply, right? And would be great to see untested 12,000 possible demand. So that's how I see the things when it comes to the weekly chart of Bitcoin. Daily chart, a little bit different story. What I mean by that is that here we have 14,000. This breakout level over here, right? Riley base continuation, all right? So here on the daily chart we have 14,000 as the first level of demand. So taking into the consideration both weekly and daily chart of Bitcoin, I think that 14 with the lower shadow towards 12, that's the big demand zone when it comes to the Bitcoin. From the medium and long perspective, I'm going to try to use the pullback, if seen, towards 14 and 12. I'm going to try to use it as a buying opportunity. From the intraday perspective, when it comes to the Bitcoin, I'm not a huge fan of selling, but from the intraday perspective, that might be shortly some kind of the overbought territory, and if that's the case, if we are going to draw some kind of this supply confirmation also on the intraday, from the intraday perspective, so I see 16,800 as a level of the possible 16,800, 17,000 based on the chart I'm using here as a level for the possible pullback. Again, just the pullback before the continuation of the rally. Now let's switch to the Ethereum, and there you go. Weekly chart looks a little bit different. We were discussing quite a few times that the Bitcoin chart is much stronger than Ethereum chart, right? All right, on one side we took out 445 level, this possible swing high, but we've seen rejection previous week from 480 again, for levels close to 480, right? And I'm going to monitor closely the developments when it comes to this week price action. Why? Because we might create another swing high here, right? Of course, if that's gonna be the case, we need much lower levels. Looks a little bit heavy for now, but if we are going to get back below 440 445, all right? If we are going to get back below these levels, then possible retest of 410 and 400 could be in place. And then I would like to see retest of the 300, 280. So to the downside right now, 445, it might be key line in the sand, breaking below, and we might see 410, 400. Below 400, we have some lower shadows around 370, and below 370, we are opening 300, 280. Are we going to see the Ethereum going that low? I really don't know. What I do know is the levels, right? We discussed a second ago. So that's what I know, but I don't know if we can go that low. Never say never. On the other hand, if we are going to go and close through that latest high, right? If we are going to break above that supply over here, right? If we are going to close above 500, immediately we are retesting 620, right? And then probably we are opening at 800, 850 when it comes to the upside. What we have when it comes to the daily chart of Ether? Well, that's where the fight is going on, right? So this huge reversal over here, and we are testing very, very close levels to that particular high, okay? Very, very close levels to that particular high. Over the weekend, there was a little bit of the pullback, but current rally, as you can see, compared to Bitcoin, the bulls did not manage to make the new high when it comes to the latest price action yet, okay? In case of, as I mentioned, in case of the move back below 445, right, we might treat that as a range, and we might see this type of the pullback, as I mentioned, towards 410 and 400 when it comes to the Ether, right? Overall, if we are going to make another drop of the same, we might see 370, 350 as a next possible target. Well, just as some kind of the confirmation, that's the daily chart of the ETHBTC, and as you can see, as I mentioned, BTC looks much better for now than Ethereum, so that's also the confirmation as we are going lower when it comes to ETHBTC. From the daily chart perspective, right, from the daily chart perspective, we might see this type of the drop, right, to retest 0.2 again and retest broken falling trend line, right? That's quite significant. That also going to be retest of possible over under when we are talking to this double low breakdown over here. So quite interesting thing going on right now on the Ethereum and Bitcoin. So taking that into the consideration, I mentioned I wouldn't short Bitcoin, but in case of Ether breaking down through 445 and closing the day below, right, that could be some kind of the development to try to eventually go short, testing the earlier mentioned levels 410 and 400. Guys, don't be trapped when it comes to the crypto. Be very, very careful. It could be very volatile within the next few days towards the end of the year, so within the next few weeks as well. Work with your exposure. With that being said, it was my pleasure to prepare this update for you. See you around, take care, and goodbye.